got this 2013 Caravan that's in customer concern. Blower motor doesn't work. He's replaced the blower motor. He's also put the resistor in it. Now this thing's a little strange. The resistor is called the power module, and it's a little bit different than a regular blower resistor. So basically how that thing works is you've got 5 wires and 2 plugs. So you've got the blower motor with positive and negative that go into one plug, and then the other plug has 3 wires, positive and negative, that go over to the blower motor plug, and then one other wire, which is a signal wire, that goes to the HVAC control. So basically all it's going to do is the HVAC control module that's inside turns on this relay that lets power go to the power module, or I will call it resistor. And then once that has power waiting there, the AC control module then sends a signal to that module to tell the fan, control the fan rather, fan speed and how fast to spin. So basically from process of elimination, it leaves us with 2 things that we could have going on. Either the AC control is not working, or we possibly have wiring problem. And I've gone through, like I said, this relay was not turning on. This is the HVAC relay that sits here, and that's responsible for then relaying power to the blower motor and power module. And the AC control module, I believe, turns it on. I couldn't find any information whatsoever on if that's true. I couldn't even find that relay in the wiring diagrams on ProDemand. So I looked and looked. They got stuff for the rear, AC, all that, but nothing for the front. So, yep, just jumped it and confirmed that all my wiring is good. And then I checked for a signal from the AC control module, and I got nothing coming out of the back of it. So I believe that is our problem. I've replaced one of those a couple of years ago for a very similar issue, but the rear blower motor wasn't working, and that fixed the problem. So I'm gonna say it probably needs that. I hate guessing, but it comes down to how much time do you spend in diagnostics versus how much is the part.
For a $40
Yeah,
junkyard.
get a $40 junkyard module and just throw it in. And if I'm spending any more than 30 minutes, you know, like $100 door rate, it's not worth it. So just throw the part in and try it. So that's pretty much what we're at. We're gonna try it, and I have a feeling it's probably gonna fix it. But anyhow, if you have any questions or comments, throw them in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video. See you next time. All right, so this is the inside. When we turn the key on, I can, it's funny, I can actually watch with the scan tool the information that this thing's seeing. So this talks to the scan tool, and it shows me all the information, and I can see, I can change the blower motor state. Let's just put it on manual 2. So that's like speed level 2. They have 12 speeds, sorry. So I should have a blower motor that's spinning right now, but it's not. But according to that HVAC module, it shows that the blower motor is spinning. We can see right here, it says that's the speed we want. It says that's how fast it's spinning. And I believe that is possibly voltage. I'm guessing 0 to 5 volts. And it's kind of funny, it's like on, and it dropped for a second, or it's dropping out kind of again, but doesn't set any fault codes for it. I did run an actuator calibration test to see if that would give me any sort of clues or anything. It doesn't do anything with the blower motor, but it does run a cycle test with all the actuators behind the dash, and I had one of them fail, but that shouldn't be related to this issue that we're having. So in order to take all this stuff out, it's fairly simple. There's one bezel piece that sits around here. Use a trim tool. There's 2 tabs here and one on the other side. This thing pops off. Take 4 Phillips screws out. I think they're also 8 mil. They might be 7, but just around the radio pops out, and then you can lift the radio up to access 2 screws underneath, one here and one over here. And those screws screw into this bezel right here. Once you get those out, you can then remove this. I don't know if you have to remove this, but everybody in the videos removes it. I think just because it's kind of tight in around here. So I pop this thing off. Just be really careful. It's probably going to break on you no matter what. These little tabs, they break. It's just cheap plastic. And then I actually like reached my arm in back and pushed this piece out. The bottom comes out first and then forwards. And once again, made of super cheap plastic. And they put these awful metal clips on there that don't like to release. And then these just snap off. But that's just the way these Caravans are. They're meant to go together and not come apart. Then we've got some Torx screws. There's 4 of them that hold this module into the faceplate. You can remove it, and then you can just unplug your connectors, 2 connectors, very simple. But yeah, as you can see, nothing. I can turn the rear fan on, that works. Front fan, nothing. So, like I say, by jumping that relay, I was able to check we have power now. Why the relay isn't turning on, I don't know. This is not turning it on. At least that's how I think the system works. I can't find any information in the repair manual or the wiring diagram to show how it's wired and how it's supposed to work. They just don't tell you, which is very frustrating. So anyhow, I did take the oscilloscope and we back probed our signal wire that's supposed to send a pulse width modulated signal to the power module to control fan speed, and we had nothing coming out.
What wire did you back probe here?
It depends which module you have. Now, for the manual air conditioning, not the automatic, for manual, you're going to want pin 4, and it's going to be a blue with a pink wire, and that's on the blue connector. So blue wire, pink tracer. And then if you have automatic air conditioning, it's pin 11. So that's the signal wire. It should be giving you a pulse width modulated signal. So that's pretty much all I got. Hopefully this gives you some information, some insight on how it works. The wiring, basically the way it runs, so your power obviously comes in from the fuse block or the TIPM, and then it goes through the firewall down to a big connector that's right underneath by the DLC port down here. You'll see it, it's right by the carpet. You can unplug it, it's a big fat one. And there's a big blue wire in there, that's our power wire. That runs up across the dash down to a gray connector. You'll actually be able to see it if you look in through here. And then that drops down to that power module. Like I say, it's got 2 square plugs that plug on it. And it's a bunch of blue wires, 1 black wire, that's your ground. And that's pretty much all I got. So hopefully this helps, and I might throw in the comments if this fixed it or not, but pretty sure it's going to fix it. So cheers.